22 handicap, bro. I'm never playing golf with him. I'm sorry. I'm never playing golf with a dude says he's 22. Okay, he's in that group.
But JR, what did you do? What would you do if you play with a 22 handicap? You giving this dude 20 strokes, right? And then he shoot a 79. Like, what would you do?
We're fighting. Like, first of all, after like you wouldn't even have an opportunity to shoot 79 because after like the first two holes, I'm walking off. I'm not playing with this dude.
Yeah, bet's
We're never
over.
gonna
my
get to
God.
18.
Oh
Bet's
my
over.
God. That's too fucking good, man. Oh my God, that's too funny. What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to another episode of Par 3 Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ben Baller. We got Stephen Malbon live from Tokyo, Japan, and we got my man, G.R. Smith, who's back home in Jersey. We are remote, but we here. You know what I mean? So we got a very special episode. We got fan questions. Before we get into fan questions, I just kind of was curious what my man, G.R. was up to. G.R., what's good, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just out here in Jersey. Had my girl's graduation last week. And so getting ready for the summer now. Trying to figure out some plans. How about y'all?
You been on the range at all? You been in the course? What's good?
Too much range, not enough course. And I'm hitting the ball well, but I'm now almost like getting how to play around the course, and you can do that with too much practice and not enough play. So now this week, I think I'm gonna try to get more on the course instead of just hitting range.
Steven, you been getting any golf in the last couple of days? You been out there in Tokyo?
Nope. Doing a lot of air swings. I watched the video like right before I went to bed last night. Phil Mickelson, and he said whether you like me or not, your short game needs some help. So then he started giving this little lesson, and he said when you're chipping, he tries to feel his shoulder like a big shoulder turn, even though you're hinging with a little short chip. So I've been in the hotel room doing little air fill shoulder turn hinge chips like a sicko.
Little flip wedges.
Yeah, that's about it.
Some floppers.
Speaking of which, I had a round 2 days ago, and it was the worst round I've had this year so far, right? But wait 1 minute. I had a 91-yard shot. I missed the approach, and I thought I was good. I actually, tell you the truth, I thought I was out of bounds, but it almost got there. You know, it wasn't that far. The pin was further back than I thought, so I didn't get my GIR. So I take out my approach wedge. And I just thought about that Wando Barrio Steven, real smooth, slow get back. I had a really bad round. I opened up the club face, and I've never had that perfect high trajectory, super perfect. It got the sound, the feel, everything effortless. Got 4 feet to the pin, got the up and down, made the putt, and it made the whole shitty round great just from that one fucking shot.
That's dope. That's all it takes.
No, I remember the bad ones too, but that was it was beautiful just to feel that.
Steve, how long are you in Tokyo?
We leave here in a few hours to go to Korea. We got here, 3-4 days ago.
Oh man, I'm jealous as hell.
I'm going to play golf in Korea the whole time each day. But here in Tokyo, we've just been running around. The kids are with us and Erica. We've been looking at spots and doing kids stuff. We went to Pokemon, this crazy spot and Nintendo joint in the Parco Mall.
Man.
Parco Mall.
My kids
were there yesterday.
My kids want to go to the Nintendo spot so bad.
Yeah, it took Luciano. He said Luciano said if heaven exists on earth, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You guys want to get into these fan questions real quick? Or what's good?
Yeah, for sure.
User asks, what was that one moment for you guys where something had clicked that either a friend or a coach said to you on your swing that you guys started hitting the ball more pure and consistent?
Man, I got one of those the other day. I don't think those stop coming, man.
Yeah.
I think for me, more than anything, like my balance. First thing somebody told me is like, man, if you can't stay on balance and hit the ball solid, it's never gonna do what you want it to do. And I think for me, I think that's like the biggest key for myself because I have a big arcing swing and everything and turn, and I think it's like easy to try to swing out your shoe, especially with your driver. And I think for me, I think it's just been able to stay on balance, and that's what really keeps me in the round anyway. Sometimes I get a little sideways, go left or right, but that's a lot of those times I'm swinging too hard. I'm either falling back or falling forward, and it just doesn't help my game.
When you fall in love with practice and when you fall in love with like hitting a perfect shot and when you have some obsession that clicks where all of a sudden you're thinking about like I want to just go hit balls like and hit the shot I'm trying to hit. That's when it clicked for me, and that was when I was young. But I talk to people, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't really I like golfing, but I don't ever practice, and I get frustrated, and I care about the score and this, that, and the other." It's like if you don't love the practice, and if you don't love to just hit a shot, like I could hit chip shots or bunker shots or putts. Like it doesn't have to be full blown range sessions practicing, but like I'm doing air swings out here in Tokyo or like putting. If you get hooked on the feeling of doing what you're trying to do perfectly and that feeling of flushing it, that's when it really clicks. I think where then you don't even have someone saying like you should go hit balls like a coach. It's like you wake up like I'm going to hit balls. I'm going to putt. I'm going to
Hmm.
play, and you get obsessed, and that's when you really start to get better. I think.
I'm new to real new to it still. So, the evolution of what's happened in the last 18 months of my swing is, there's been like maybe three different things where it's like, okay, well, when you start playing well, or I started playing decent, I guess. One thing that JR just said that resonated was I was playing with Smokey Robinson and those guys, the George Lopez, and he goes, yo, Ron really got you right because your balance is on point. And I always know if I finish correctly and I look good finishing, right? Whether the ball went whatever, I always know, like, for the most part, just off the finish, I didn't really understood what the slot was, what a chicken wing was, staying in the plane and all that stuff. I'm just understanding that now, recently, really. I don't know, man. It's again, it's an addicting feeling. The putting has always just been touch and feel, and I've always had that. All right, what's the next question? This is for JR. This next question is for Mr. JR Smith.
Oh shit!
J- JR, while traveling in the NBA, what are some of the dopest courses you played at aside from the old school popular ones like Pebble? Any hideaways that we should look out for?
I played for mostly cold cities, so like during when it was golfing time or trying to play golf on the road, you really had to hit like a desert or Cali, Florida, Miami Shores would be a good one. Miami Beach Country Club too.
Where are some other hidden gems?
It's a hidden gem in Independence, right next down the street from the practice facility. I think it's called like Sleepy Hollow or something like that in Ohio. It's really dope spot.
Okay. All right. The next question is for Stephen, Mr. Stephen Malbon.
Yes, sir.
I created my own golf club in the Bay Area because I wanted to create something cool and not so traditional. What's the best advice to get my golf club more traction as far as getting celebs, sponsors, etc. involved?
The sponsors are tough because you're only having like 100 people, 150 people. So it's going to be hard for corporate companies to justify giving you a bunch of chili, a bunch of money, so that's a tricky thing. So I would just look at the sponsors as like, can they add, experience and user enhance their experience and make it better. So if you can get, Long Drink does our tournaments, right? So obviously money helps, but it's nice to have cold drinks out there. It's a matter of the same old shit, like build the community and then you'll have your product, because like just saying you have a golf club is one thing, but actually showing up and having a couple hundred people at a golf tournament and make it consistent and do the events regularly and have like a really good like a portal, like any country club or golf club would have, like a area where people communicate. Like ours, we do it on Discord a lot. It works really good for announcements and for sharing and just build the community. And I think you, as the head of your golf club, you're like the concierge to like a bougie club. So your job is to make the members happy and have them comfortable enough to come to you and say like, hey, we should do a little par three midweek after work or something, and just listen to your members and make it good, make the vibes right and all that, and then I think maybe the celebrities will show up. But like, you can't go chasing that or you'll be exhausted.
I mean, that's true.
Call Andre up. Get Fairway Iggy out there.
Yeah, no, I had my tournament, but 2 months ago, just under 2 months ago, and when I had it, I didn't know what to expect, but it went well. I know I have a big following, but I think one thing the sponsors like Michelob and TaylorMade and them were interested in was the fact that 85% or more of them weren't even traditional golfers. There was new people just wanting to get out. They didn't know that
That's
George
dope.
Lopez, Justin Bieber, people like y'all would be involved. So it was I'm building a whole different landscape for this. All right, this next question is for J.R. Smith and Stephen Malbon. Stephen and J.R., if you could get any custom diamond piece from the man himself, Ben Baller, what would it look like and consist of? Oh, shit.
Oh man, I would probably get like a golf tee pendant.
A
That'd
what?
be
Fully
pretty
iced out,
dope.
right?
Yeah, iced out golf tee pendant.
Rose gold, yellow gold, white gold, platinum.
Probably rose gold or yellow gold.
Would you want an actual size of like a golf tee? Like, you know what I'm saying? 3 inches or more?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
100%.
shit. And
For
let me
sure.
ask you a question, bro. Real talk. Would you use it just for the fuck of it?
No,
Yeah, you
no. I
tripping.
will always keep it on me, but I wouldn't use it.
That's a dope ass idea. Do I need to make that now?
That'd be fire. I'm telling you, man.
Fuck, man. Do I need to make that a real tea? All right, Steven, what would you have me make?
I'll probably get you to make something for Erica. The other night, wherever I was, and I saw you, you were on her neck. You were telling me I got to tighten up with that necklace she had on. So
Oh, man. I
whatever
was
you
joking,
had
bro.
in your brain, go ahead and make that. We just rock that one, man. However I was coming up short, just fix me, baby.
Hey, hold on. I wasn't ready for that. But listen, I was joking. I didn't think that JR, I wasn't trying. I don't ever like solicit customers. I never needed that, right? But I did it jokingly. And Erica's like, yeah, Steven, how come I don't have no ice on my neck? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't think she was gonna, she opened up a whole new thing. And I
Hey,
was like,
JR,
oh,
he looked at her and he looked at her neck and he looked at me. He said, Steven, come on, man. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with that? And she had a necklace on. He looked at
I
her
was
necklace like that motherfucker, give that one away. Just hand that off. That ain't working.
I was joking, man. I was
Get it
joking.
right, man. Get it
That's
right.
funny, dog.
That was actually a surprise ass question.
Oh, breaking news, by the way, guys. Chris Paul just got traded to the Golden State Warriors for Jordan Poole.
Wow.
That's it.
Breaking news.
The guy that we just talked to about his golf club in the Bay Area. There you go. There's another celeb for you, bro.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, you got another one.
Wow. Holy shit.
Where was he before?
He was at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Golf got a little more moist. It got a little more damp on
Yeah.
the golf courses up there for him.
Yeah, a little chilly up there.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a big trade. Wow. I didn't even see that. Question for all three of you guys. What is the most confrontational thing that has happened to you on the golf course? I'm talking heated arguments, people not paying up on bets, people squaring up after someone hits into them, etc. What is it?
I had Chris Spencer and Buddy and Chris and this. I met Chris Spencer and a gang, like 12 of his homies that I met up at Black Horse, Banyon or some shit up in the Monterey Peninsula. And I met him and played on the first holes of par five. So we hit our shit out there. I think I blocked my right. I was over in the right trying to find it in the high shrubs on the first hole. And then Buddy, I think it's Buddy Lewis. That sound right, Buddy Lewis?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Buddy Lewis.
Buddy hits driver and then he hits 3-wood. He hit 3-wood, pulled it and hit it over this little couple in front of us that were up near the green. This little random couple. And Buddy hit it like 50, 60 yards over their golf cart. all of a sudden the lady, she was hot. She's calling him, you motherfucker and this. And she was just attacking Buddy in the fairway. So first hole, Buddy is in the face with the husband, the wife's yapping and, fuck you, and Buddy's fuck you back. And he's about to fight with the fucking, this was just on the first hole. And then it cleaned up and that was over. Then somehow he's like, on the golf course, like, I've seen it happen a lot. It's like the difference between like New York and LA. Like in New York City, people like almost get in fights, but they're not really going to get in a fight. It's like two taxi drivers yelling at each other. They say foul shit and they go at it like crazy, but like nothing's going to really happen. Where like in LA, these people start yelling at each other. It's like you start feeling like you need to run or duck or some shit. Like it's getting ready to explode out there in LA. So that's it. The golf
For
course, most
sure.
of the time, it's a dangerous thought when people have golf clubs in their hands and they're yelling, F you, F you, F you with 4 irons in their hands and two grown adults face to face with irons in their hands, but I hadn't really seen anybody sword fight out there yet with the irons. I haven't seen it explode, but that shit can happen, man. It can happen.
You know what? 2 weeks ago, I was playing around on a public course, on a muni course, and on hole 9 is like this big ass fucking hazard in the middle, 60, 70 yard hazard. And these guys in front of me were taking 7 practice swings, foursome. They were probably shooting 75, 80 on the front 9. And I had enough. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, look, am I going to skip the hole? But I didn't want to skip that hole because I wanted to, that was a hole I wanted to hit. So they're going over a bridge. While they're going over the bridge, I hit over the hazard. So I gave them their time. Boom. I let them finish their 17 putts. And then I hit the ball in. Now we get to the turn. They taking forever on hole 10. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to go around them. So I go around them. They're playing. I hit a ball OB on hole 11 tee shot. So I'm like, fuck it. I get another ball. Hit one. I'm good. These dudes, I know for a fact, haven't finished hole 10 yet. This is the first time I had any kind of drama. They pull up. They're like, hey, what the fuck, Holmes? How you going to hit into us like that, man? You know what I'm saying? You almost hit me. I was like, dog, you weren't even on the green yet. You was in a golf cart going over a bridge. What are you talking about? He goes, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck. You don't do that shit, dog. You don't skip shit. You got to ask people if you're going to skip a hole. I was like, ask? What the fuck you talking about? Then now all 4 dudes come up to me and I'm like, what the fuck y'all want to do, man? What are you going to do? And they just start barking, saying this and that. The dude started trying to look, like he was looking for a license plate number on my cart, like to report me to the golf club. And I was like, fuck out of here. So I took off, but them dudes was really tripping. Like they couldn't catch up after that, but it was like funny. They was really trying to like salt my game out and they're fucking horrible. Like, I mean, awful. That was the closest I ever had any kind of issue on a course. How about you, JR?
I had something similar like that happen not too long ago. Actually, I was in Florida at PGA National, and I'm playing the Palmer course. And at the part, like, because the champs and all that stuff was like closed or whatever. So I'm playing the Palmer course, but I'm playing, but I'm practicing on the course. So I'm not like taking it serious or whatever. So I get up to this group. I'm playing as a solo, so I speed through like the first 4 or 5 holes and end up catching up to this group. No big deal. I go around them because I'm not. It wasn't like a big deal if I didn't play that hole, so I wasn't like really tripping. And but it's 4 of them. One guy's on the green, another guy's about to chip up, and like and the other 2 dudes are like in a cart, like finally like pulling up to the green. So I just go around them and just put a peg in the next hole and about to swing. And the guy's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Going past you guys. I'm not going to skip that hole. I'm going past y'all." Like, well, you can't just cut us. You can't just cut us. I'm like, dude, you make it seem like we're in a supermarket. Like I'm just cutting the line. There's nobody in front of you. I'm not going to wait behind you to play. What do I have to ask you for? No, you got to ask. Yeah, man, this is a gentleman's game. This and that. I'm like, okay. Once again, The only reason why we're still sitting here having this conversation, I could have hit and gone. The only reason why we're still sitting here having this conversation is because you want to make a big deal out of nothing. You didn't even putt yet. You would have never seen, like, you would have never seen me if I didn't pull up behind you. If I came from a different direction and teed the ball up and hit, you would have never seen me. So, but for me, that's like that's the only like real instance I've seen,
Wait, hold
like
on.
for myself interaction.
He wasn't even ready to tee
No,
off yet.
no. They were still on the hole. Somebody else was still chipping. There was two other dudes in the group. He didn't finish putting yet, so it's like. But for me, that's the only interaction I've had for myself. But I've seen guys get caught out cheating, and that shit get bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheating's bad.
Dude is a quote unquote 9 handicap, but somebody else walks up, he's like, "Yo, man, you still playing to that two?" And it's like, two,
Oh.
bro.
Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah,
Steven, you gonna like this one. Let me bring this up. Remember I told you I played at Bel Air for some money for the first time in my life?
Yep.
Steve, remember I told you that story?
Yeah.
So the dude was a 22 handicap, remember?
Yep.
He shot a
how
79.
is that possible?
Got him.
He shot a 79, and then
Got him.
Ron goes, "Hey bro, I want his name." So I told him his name. The dude we were playing with in our foursome, he reported him to the golf pro, to the country club. He goes, "Hey bro, that's some fucking bullshit. That's some punk ass. That's some real." And I was like, whatever, man. I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. I lost $600. Whatever. I shot 83 that day, and the dude, I didn't know what a sandbagger meant, but I didn't know that. I was like, she ain't no 22 handicap. There's no fucking way. He's like, damn, I had a great shot today. Oh shit, boom, here. Even when he tried to fake make it bad, he still shot a 79 and he beat a lot of people because he had a shit ton of strokes. He was 22 handicap. So I didn't know. And that
I
started
was about
drama
to
because they
say
started.
22 handicap, bro. I'm never playing golf with him. I'm sorry, I'm never playing golf with him. Dude says he's 22. Okay, he's in that group. Who's
But JR, what did you do? What would you do if you play with a 22 handicap? You giving this dude 20 strokes, right? And then he shoot a 79. Like, what would you do?
We're fighting. Like, first of all, after like you wouldn't even have an opportunity to shoot 79 because after like the first two holes, I'm walking
Yeah.
off. I'm not playing with this dude.
Yeah, bet's
We're never
Oh
over.
gonna
my
get to
god.
18.
Oh
That's
my
over.
god. That's too fucking good, man. Oh my god, that's too funny. All right, next question is for the three of us again. What are you guys most particular about with your golf setup?
Particular with my golf setup. What it means, equipment or when I stand up to the ball? Which one we
I
going
think
to
he means equipment. So he's talking about equipment, I'm pretty sure.
I'm particular with the shafts. I'm particular
Mm.
my shafts more than anything. The heads on the clubs don't matter to me as much, but the shafts, as long as I feel comfortable with the shafts I'm using, I know what's going to happen for the most part. I'm pretty particular with how they're in the bag, like having the putter in a certain area and the wedges, and I keep like the low irons on the
Yeah.
left, the high irons on the right, where I don't like my shit moved around too much and awkward. I like to know exactly where it is. When I want the club, I know exactly where it is. It's like same as like the emojis on the phone. When I want to throw an emoji,
Yeah.
I know exactly where those shits are. I got all the emojis organized when I'm texting.
What about you, JR?
I second that on the bag setup, man. Like I always put, especially if I'm riding that day, like I always put my long irons or my driver, my woods in the back of the bag. So if the cart is hanging out, my wedges and my putter is like easy access because that's what I'm hitting more than anything.
Yeah.
So I'll leave those in the front part of my bag, but then if I'm walking, I'll switch it around.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a pet peeve though with caddies not putting my clubs back in the right spot, especially like after the round. It's like shit is just everywhere. I'm like, bro.
That's annoying, bro.
So the kids at the preserve on the driving range, when you're hitting balls on the range, like you hit like a 9 iron, whatever, it's lay and you lay it there. I just lay it and it's dirty, and they'll come up and they'll clean the club and then they put it right back where it was laying there. They don't put it in the bag. And so the other day I
Mm.
had like 5 clubs. They clean them and they just leave it laying right against the bag. And I said, bro, why don't you just put it back in my bag? Like, why do you keep putting it right there? And he's like, oh, no. We don't know where to put it. Members get a little weird sometimes when we put, if you put your wedge in the wrong area or whatever. So they have a rule at the club, like go clean the members club, but then you just lay it next to his bag, lean it against the bag. Don't put it in the bag because you might put it in the wrong slot.
That makes sense, though. I like that.
I never really. I mean, as far as where the arrangement, I'm pretty much the same with Jr. and Stephen. I didn't think about the walking part because I don't walk a lot. But I will say this: I played the 790s off the rip, and then I went to the stealths, and then I went to 770s for a very short time, and I was like, yeah, blades ain't for me. Went back to the stealths. I will say this: when I started adding 2 wraps to all my irons, just felt better. I don't know. That was it. The grips, things like that. Other than that, my setup right now has been the same. I could play these clubs forever, as far as I know.
Yeah, I definitely say I would say my grips too because I got big hands. I got like jumbo +4 grips. Then I put 5 wraps underneath that, so it's almost like it feels like almost like a little wiffle ball bat.
Damn,
I love
5.
it.
Yeah, I heard MJ uses like 6 or 7 wraps. So shit.
Nah, his grips are humongous. I thought my hands were big, but like I grabbed this club one day. I'm like, no, there's no way I can swing this. This thing will be wide right all day long.
So it's more than seven wraps.
Mine, technically, I mean, if it goes off of what 9 because it's already +4 with the MCCs, and then it's 5 wraps underneath it. So
Okay, so the next question is for all 3 of us again. What are some ways we can make the game of golf more widely accessible to the youth? Many kids never have the opportunity to pick up a golf club like they do a basketball or a football. Is there a way to shed the rich kid sports stigma that is often associated with the game and provide the same likeliness to play as other mainstream sports? It's a good question.
I mean, there's this. I saw something during the U.S. Open. I went down for the SCGA. Basically, so there's members of LACC who Maggie Holloway or something. There's a par 3 course in South Central, and basically the members of LACC are funding fixing that par 3 course, paying for equipment and pros and after school lunch and all types of things that they're doing. And the Golf Channel came and there's a bunch of different people went and supported and helped kind of broadcast it, etc. But that was a super cool thing to see where obviously the people are very privileged at LACC, right? Like they have a lot of money at LACC, but to see the board of LACC say look, we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to, think if you had all the best country clubs, the most richest, money loaded up country clubs around the country, what if they all sponsored a course or 2, a par 3 in the hood, and they just said, look, we're going to pay for everything. We're going to fix it. We're going to make it nice. We're going to have trainers. We're going to have after lunch, after school food programs. We're going to give lessons, equipment, and just open it up. And everyone always, bust balls on these privileged golf, rich LACC. They got a barbed wire fence going around it and this, that, and the other. And they do, right? They got 36 holes right in the middle of Beverly Hills or wherever it is there. Things like that can start to light the match, and then the wind can blow. But there's country clubs in every single market where it's okay, if all of the members throw in, a few grand each, what does that look like? And then all of a sudden, instead of just having LACC do it, that I just was a part of what they're doing in South Central, think if you had 1,000 country clubs doing that, and they just
yeah,
sponsor the par 3 course where the people who would never normally get to play, all of a sudden they can play. And then go into the corporations, people like TaylorMade or Callaway or whoever, and all right, it's your turn. Where are the clubs? After food
100%.
programs, where's the pros? Having, Nike staffers or Adidas elite staff or whatever, all the people that they give gear to that work in the pro shops at Riviera, at Bel Air, at Wilshire and Hillcrest, like as part of the bag of money, they get a year to wear Nike religiously or Adidas or play TaylorMade or whatever. Like make those people volunteer.
That's a great idea, bro.
It's a good idea.
That is a great idea.
I'm going to find out something, and I don't understand how it even works, but my kids play for the school's golf team, and my son, Ryder, my middle son, he just joined yesterday. And they have a summer program where they're playing at an academy where Tiger played as a little boy. It's a great place, 3 holes, full range, great putting facility. There's a green from 3 greens. And I always try to figure out, how is it possible that you have this amazing facility, you have all these coaches, Srixon, whatever, and it's $90 per kid. There's no way, because if you do a lesson there for 2 months and you're not with the program, it's like $1,500 or $2,000 or even more than that. So I want to figure that out, because somehow they're figuring out a way to have my kid's school do it for $90 a kid. So I don't know. I mean, just
you hip to the Youth on Course. What they do at Youth on Course, they got like a couple 100,000 kids use the program, and what Youth on Course does is they raise money, and they basically make it where they have thousands of golf courses around the country, and if you're a member of Youth on Course, you only pay $5 to play. So the organization covers the difference. And what they really do, let's say that's $90 where you're talking about, right? It's $90 to play. They go and they work with the course and they say, all right, well, this is for kids, so why don't you give it to them for, $20? And they go, okay, cool. And then Youth on Course gives them an extra 15 every single time. But they have a couple 100,000 kids playing, and the rounds are $5 all over the country, loaded up. Like
Oh,
there's
that's
there's
dope.
thousands of golf courses that you should even get
That's
your
amazing.
kids to sign up for. But
Yeah.
they do fundraisers and they do charity, and they have now, because Youth on Course is so big, now you see, like, I follow their Instagram, and it'll have like the girl who's like in second place on the LPGA tournament is like came from Youth on Course. So it
Oh, that's
does
dope.
work. Remington goes and plays in some of those tournaments, and like there's a young girl, a Filipino American girl from the Bay Area. They played the hay for $5. They played it back to back 2 times in a row, and she was 3 under and 3 under. And it's a gnarly, hard little
Damn.
par 3 joint, So she was 6 under, but she does Youth on Course. She plays 3 days a week religiously. Her dad takes her. But there's organizations and there's things, but like it's hard for one person to do it, strengths and numbers. So like I like Youth on Course, and I like what they're doing with that course in South Central.
Hey, Stephen, send me the link to that Youth on Course. I'm going to start promoting that. I'm going to start pushing that on the platform.
I think it's YOC or Youth on Course. We just did an art contest where we used 2 brothers that actually won the contest, and we did a bracket style golf tournament. I mean, an art contest. So everyone voted on our Instagram. Do you like this art or do you like this art? And we built it up all the way through, and we got down to, the final 4, and then we got to the one who won, and it was all chosen by mainly those kids and fans and such. But now we built a collection of like attire and golf accessories, and we're giving 100% of the proceeds to Youth on Course. But it was really great to work with those kids, amazing, talented. I mean, probably 5,000 different kids made art from like 4-year-olds to 14 or something. So the art varied all over and back. And these 2 little brothers won. They got first and second. The 2 brothers were in the finals together. And I met their mom at the Maggie Hathaway, that thing that I went to, that course. And the mom was like, well, one of them has to win. It was tough to have 2 of my sons in the finals. It's like, yep.
JR, you got any ideas how we could get this more mainstream with the kids?
Man, I like that Youth on Course situation, because I think that's where it's really gonna really impact it the biggest, because all these big country clubs and people who are privileged have to help out. We have to give a helping hand to the youth and figuring out ways to make it cool too. Not only get them to experience the game, but like get them to stay in the game. With doing that, creating like little smaller tournaments. So it's again, 18 holes is a lot, especially for kids. 9 holes is a lot. So if we do, set up little matches with 3 4 hole matches and do little small munis where it may be just 3 or 4 holes. You might have just a par five, a par four, and a par three. Because again, not only is it obviously people have some people have enormous amount of money, but some people don't. And it takes not only the money, but it takes the land also. So yeah, in these communities, then a lot of the land is either vacated, isn't being used, torn down, or something like that, and putting stuff like that, whether it be just again 2 or 3 holes, I think that just piques the idea and continuously gives you something to think about because like Steven said, he's doing air swings because he couldn't practice or hasn't been able to get on the course. You know how many kids will be walking through the hood air swinging, just like, oh man, like I just gotta figure this out right here, drop it into the slot, and you got that in your mind. You got that not only in your mind, but you're able to see it. You're able to actually see, like, oh damn, that's the shot I've been working on all day. Opposed to just seeing a basketball hoop when you just living in the projects or living in a rural neighborhood. You see the park, you see the rim, you see the hoop. You can have that same mindset when it comes to golf.
That's what's up, bro.
Been a long day. Time for a long drink.
The finished drink.
Proud sponsor of the Par 3 podcast, Long Drink.
Get yours at longdrink.com.
Cheers. This next question is for Stephen Malbon. Yo, Stephen, how do you know so many damn skaters? You should go on the 9 Club.
I lived in New York for like 12 years, so all the LA skaters would come to New York, obviously, and skate, and through industry tournaments and through going out and such, and being friends with like Sal Barbier, and then there's that whole group of people, and being in New York City like early Supreme days, and being around like Hobbs and Akira and all of those people, and then like Javier, I was friends with Nunez Hobbs. I was friends with Hobbs from New York, and then when they opened Supreme in LA, I moved to LA at about the same time. So NA and Hobbs ran
Oh,
and
man,
worked.
NA and Haas.
Yeah, NA and Hobbs, when they opened Supreme on Fairfax, I had an office above Nick Diamond and next door to Crooks and Castles.
Yeah.
So I worked for years on Fairfax there, and I would just hang out at Supreme a bunch with my friends Hav and A, and just basically that. And then golfing wise, the skaters were like the first people who I started golfing with in LA were the ones that would go every Friday, and that started basically. Tim Gavin started inspiring a bunch of them. He got Costin, I don't know. I've just been playing golf with him from a long time, and then nowadays there's more and more and more happening. So you have like we do stuff with Nike and we do stuff with Adidas, and we shoot a lot of the guys that are on their skate teams because they're all very eager and geeked, and there's like something mentally similar with being good at skateboarding and good at golf. Like you have to be an individualist. You have to want to practice a lot. Like you can't get good at skateboarding. You can't fake it. It's the same shit. Like you can say you're good at skateboarding, but like, okay, go jump off those stairs if you're so good, And so it's the same difference. Like it's an obsessive sicko sickness. Justin Eldridge and those guys from 9 Club, they have skateboarders on those. So I'm not technically like a skateboarder. I'm just like friends with them all. So I don't know if I'm going on, but holler at me.
All right, man. All right. This is a good question. Question for all 3 hosts. Should a beginner golfer get fitted for clubs? If
No.
so, which one would you recommend?
Nope,
No, buy one club.
absolutely not.
Buy one club and go to the range, buy a 7-iron and figure out how to hit it 30 yards, then try to figure out how to hit it 100 yards, then try to hit it 150 yards. Until you figure those 3 swings out, the little 1/3 swing, 2/3 swing, maxed out swing, you don't need shit. Just get one club off of anywhere. Cheap, $20-$30. $20 7-iron will get you a long ways in golf.
I agree. I don't think, JR, you need to add to that? No, right?
No. There's no way you go out there and just started playing golf and you're gonna go get fit for a set of clubs. Your swing is gonna change in a week.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, question for all you guys. What's your go-to mental preparation before an important round like a tournament?
I think mine is just like trying to get there early enough where I'm not stressed out and trying to be like mentally calm throughout the day or the morning or whatever. Try not to drink too much coffee and get too ahead of myself and zippy eat, have a calm, slow, peaceful warm up and practice to get my mind right. If I want to putt well, I think what I like to do is like just knock in a couple 2-3 foot putts and hear the ball hit the hole, hear it go in, and like kind of visualize making putts, and just to give yourself the best chance of like not being all over the fucking place and calm and focused and being able to get on the first tee and get into it.
I'm gonna echo that one. Getting there early, bro. Like because I feel like when you're late, you already have this panicky rush. Everything's a rush. So for me, getting there early and just getting settled, like I still do it to this day. Like I'll pull up to the golf course and I'm just so anxious to get to the range. I'll have a glove in my pocket. I got my wallet in this pocket. I got my vape over here. I got my keys in my pocket. I got change and I got a lighter on me. I'm not settled. Like getting settled into like, okay, this is what's going on. Like literally getting my keys, ball marker, like feeling like I'm in the mode as if I'm playing already. A lot of that is like again, just not rushing, just getting there early, taking my time, feeling like if I need to hit if I'm not rolling it good, I got an extra 5 to 10 minutes to roll some more putts or hit some extra chip shots or hit some more drives if I'm feeling a little iffy about some part of the game, you know? Because once you get to that first tee, bro, it's like, not, I don't want to say lock in, but it's just got to be free flowing. It can't be too much of the jitters or second guessing, all of that. And as I'm playing, like my main thing from the night before till I get there is like, I just want to hit fairways and greens. That's it.
Shit, man, I feel you.
If I pick the right club, pick the right shot, just hit it, feel confident in it, and just try to hit the fairway, try to hit the green.
One thing I'll add, someone will say to me like, do you play a draw or do you play a fade? And I'll say, I don't know until I get to the range. Right. And so, there's an old saying, like you got to dance with the girl you showed up with. If you go to the range and you're hitting a fade, today we're playing a
You
fade.
hitting the
If you
fade.
go to the range
Let's
and you're
do it.
hitting a draw, it's fine. Just aim to the right of the green and draw it right into the flag. So, golf's a weird thing. One day I hit the ball and it fades. The next day I hit it and it draws. So it's like you can't go out there on that first tee, like JR said, and like when you're trying to lock in, and it's like you're hitting a fade on or you're hitting slices and cuts on the driving range, and then be bullish and stubborn ass and be like, yeah, but I hit a draw. I'm gonna hit a draw. It's like, nah, today you're not. You just play the fade. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
It
Yeah.
does
Deal with
not
what you
matter.
show up with.
No pictures on the scorecard.
All I can say is one of the best advice I ever got really was if you have an early tea time or whatever, try to get a lot of rest. I just try to be, up 3 hours before I actually tee off, just so I'm up. I did realize that drinking a lot of water and at least having a banana before I play in the morning, if I'm playing in the afternoon, at least have lunch. If I had nothing in me, by the 16th hole, I start cramping up. I'm old, so that's it.
When he says he's old, he said he said that when you were talking about when you walk or you have the carry bag, whatever, you flip the bag differently. Ben said, yeah, I don't walk much. My boy gets the note from the doctor. he gets the note. He's 50. He's out there with the cart with the little flag on
Hey,
the top
dog, I
of
didn't do
it.
it. I didn't do that last time, man. Listen, this is a question for you guys, really. What's the most money you have ever lost betting in golf, or what's the most you've won? I could just say I've never won any money, and I've lost $600. What about y'all?
I lost a couple $1,000 before, and that shit hurts.
Yeah,
A couple
for
thousand
sure.
in 18 holes hurt. I've been in some pretty weird hammer wolf games before. And one time I was at Del Mar I was in Del Mar with this maniac, Steve Astafin, and his buddies at Del Mar. And I didn't have a lot of money. I think I was down like $5 or $6 after 9. Now, granted, I was playing bad and I didn't have $5 or $6 in my pocket. That's for sure. Or on an ATM probably. And it was right when I was starting, mopping golf. But I flipped it on the back though. I went wolf a couple times. I got my levels right, if you know what I mean. And then it was just then all of a sudden the hole gets real big. It starts thinking I'm gonna knock this putt in, I'm gonna make a 15-footer, I'm gonna get up and down, I'm gonna, this, that, and the other. And I ended up going from down $6 to one probably, $1,800 or something. So like sometimes you can get yourself in some real sketchy situations with that gambling. And it's I don't care how much money you have. If I got to turn and give even you twos, if I got to give you $1,800 or something in cash, it's a weird feeling. It is not what I'm looking to do. It feel like a lame. So yeah, be careful getting in them. Be careful getting in certain games. There's some big game hunters out there. You got to be careful for. They'll scalp your ass up. I have another buddy, Doug Diggler, and Doug and I play a lot. We do a payout at 1,000. So no matter where you are on the course, when it hits a G, you got to Venmo Erica. That's just how it is. My wife, right? So you get to 900, there's no problem. We're not talking payout. But once you hit over that 1,000, I like to call them my sheep. I say, I'll never kill you. I'll just shear you up. I just keep shearing you. You know what I mean? Just keep getting that shear on. I love gambling, though. This shit, just thinking of it right now, it has me excited. I feel hyped. Like I want to go get in a match.
How about you, JR? You lost a lot of money before?
No, I lost a couple grand. I won a couple grand, but it's never like I don't bet too much on it because I know golf has a lot to do with luck, and very little to do with skill. I mean, guys, I've seen guys make some weird ass shit, and it'd be for a lot of money, and it's just like I don't want to be on that side. Like hit the tree, kick to the left, and go out of bounds, or kick to the tree, go right, and be in the fairway. And it's literally just that. Nah, I don't want. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have enough control over it for me.
I feel you. I think we kind of running short on time, but this is a good question here. What is currently inside your guys' bags? Why did you choose that club combo? And what are the clubs you can't see yourself parting ways with? And when, if ever, do you justify replacing a club with a new one?
Man, I'm playing right now the Tiger Woods P7s, the blades. Got TaylorMade wedges, 3 wood end driver actually, and I'm going back and forth between this 2-iron that I hit really good or this 3 hybrid, and the 3 hybrid it travels well because I can hit greens with it, and I can hit it really high. And the 2-iron is just like if I'm not driving it, it's just a bullet line drive, 270 down the middle of the fairway.
What can't you see? Like, what club in your bag could you not get rid of? You just won't refuse to.
I mean, I've changed all my shit, so I can get rid of all my clubs. I changed too much. I'm not. I don't know. I like that Juno putter though. I like my putter.
No, I hear you. I can say this quickly. I play everything as a TaylorMade. I play in P790s. I played the Stealth 2, all the woods. I got a Scotty Cameron Circle T putter, high toe wedges. I can't see myself getting rid of my pitching wedge, my P790 pitching wedge, and my high toe 56 wedge. I couldn't get rid of those 2 clubs. Maybe the putter. I couldn't hit my 4-iron, so I switched up to a 4 hybrid. That's pretty much it with me. What about you, Stephen?
I play TaylorMade mainly. I play Malbon prototype wedges and putter that we're making. And then I played the combo set. I don't know what I have, but it's like bladesy-ish type from pitch wedge 9, 8, and then 7, 6, 5, 4, or a little more forgiving, maybe the P770s. That makes sense?
Right.
You have the MCs and the 770s.
Yeah, I got the MCs on the bottom. Yeah, I got half
Yeah.
MCs and half 770, so I like that whole kit. And then I play a 2-iron, a DHY or something, tailor-made little
Yeah.
2-iron joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a 3-wood and a driver. But I'm more, the shafts. I'm into the shafts. I make sure when I get new clubs that I don't get new shafts, that it's the exact same shaft,
Mm-hmm.
so that I don't notice that much. I'm probably like the opposite of JR. Like I really don't change clubs much. Like even if like TaylorMade's like, hey, we have the new 3-wood, I'm like, my 3-wood's fine. Like I don't want the
Mm-hmm.
new one. I'm playing the
That's
stealth.
what.
I'm not
Yes.
playing the stealth
That's
too. It's like I can hit the stealth
right.
perfect. Why do I want to get the new one just because they say it's the new and improved or whatever? Like I'm sure it is, but actually it's like if it's not broke, don't fix it. And kind of came from the same joint snowboarding. Like you could be sponsored and people send you a new snowboard every year, but it's like, do I really want to break in this new board? Like my wedges are working
Right.
great right now. But maybe once
I'm
a year I'll
sure.
get new irons. One thing I did just switch up, JR, is while we're doing our own grips with Lambkin, Malbon
Mm.
grips. So they made me all the sets. The Lambkin grips, I normally use medium size grip, and I do like two tapes on a medium
Mm-hmm.
grip. So they only had the regular stock size, the little thin joints. And so I did like 3-4 pieces of tape. And then I put those on, and they're way, way, way smaller than I'm used to. So when I hold it, it feels very, very different. But the last time I played really, really well with them. And it was the first time I used the little thin clubs. And I did it from the sand wedge all the way to the driver, right? I normally use those sticky, tacky, like tape, those fake rubber, look like old school tape.
Oh yeah.
That's what I used to use in a bigger one. So when I grab it, it's there, substantial. And with these little joints, I felt like I was holding like a little baby bird in my hand or something. Like it was so little that I almost had less violence and less tension. I didn't feel like I wanted to like hit it hard. The club was so
Mm.
little. I felt like I was holding like, and Ron Del Barrio told me the other day he uses ladies' grips. The smaller the grip, the better. And then it goes in you get it in your fingers where it gives you this. You got that in your
Mm-hmm.
little finger joint. You can control it more when you're doing it rather than if it's bigger, you're holding it, So it's an interesting
Yeah.
thought
That's
of
how
like,
mine is.
you just like holding like a baseball bat. You ready to fucking jam it.
Man, just fucking. This shit. I think I don't even know if I can close my hand. Like
It's so thick, right?
that's crazy.
All right. The last question. The last question. Where would be your dream golf vacation?
Gotta be Scotland or Ireland.
Just thinking that. St. Andrews.
Yeah. Royal Portsmouth, something like that. Monarch.
Yeah, Scotland or Ireland. It's that cross the pond vibe when you get there. It's so different. It's so different and not like whoop de whoop. It's just like the oldest. I played a few of them in Scotland, and that's like as cool as it gets, dude. St. Andrews, like that old history and the weather, and it's so different out there playing in Scotland or even in Ireland or London or UK and all of that. So different than American golf, and I think it's really, really cool.
We're doing a Wash Lord tournament in London, man.
Let's go, baby.
Really?
I don't know. I don't really have one. I think I just want to go to the Manila, you know what I'm saying, country club where Malbon was. I want to finally go there and play there because I love the Philippines so much. I don't really have anything where it's like a dream. I don't know.
A Manila Golf Club is what it is. It's a good one.
What is a must-have training aid to get your golf game right? And I've never used one, so.
2 T's for my putting. The T drill.
Tease putting.
I do that a
Yeah.
lot. That's about it for me.
That's it for fan questions. Steve, why don't you take us out of here from Tokyo?
Live from Tokyo, it's your boy Steve Malbon, J.R. Smith, Ben Baller, and we'll see y'all in Las Vegas. Sheesh.